And Bob, look at my niece Tamaya painted that. It's pretty cool. Okay, I'm a dork. Okay, you know, God came in my life so many times. Okay, one time really in Poway. I used to live in Poway. Um, grew up in Oceanside and El Cajon and all parts of San Diego and uh, mostly in my life. But I went to go move with my grandma and my grandpa to Poway because me and my mom were having problems and we needed a place to live. Okay, so I went to Poway High for a little bit. Met some interesting people in Poway High. I don't really care about fame. Tony Gwynn's son. Real good people, but I don't really care for fame. I used to pray for anyone that's into fame and that actually lost someone because there's a price for fame. Amen. But there's one time I was working out at my friend's apartments, right? And I found a phone. I was like, oh man, I hope this is like a hot girl, and a girl answered the phone. She goes, oh, well, thank you, thank you. I was like, oh my gosh, she sounds hot. She goes, you want to meet up with me? Then I found out she's actually married, and then gorgeous blonde, gorgeous. I mean, she's like Mexican and white, but you wouldn't really know she's Mexican until you see her. I was watching a family video that they filmed um with her dad that passed away. April Flores, if you're watching this, Chad Nichols, Mikey Flores. I miss you guys, so please leave a comment on the bottom. Yeah, I mean, I seen one of the family videos. Dad's Mexican. I mean, Mexican, but you would never know they are Mexican. I mean, she's blonde, blue eyes, green eyes, and you know they like white but not. So you look at me, you think I'm a white boy, but you look at my facial features. But race doesn't matter, anyways. Uh, they're like, "Do you want to go ice skating and stuff? You want to go to church with me?" And then I met some good people. It was called the Connection Church in Poway. Met George Elias. Uh, I always push people away, man. I grew up with learning disabilities. I overcame a lot of them. It's kind of hard for me to read. My comprehension is really bad. My like Forrest Gump, but Forrest Gump was a smart person. Okay, I mean, I grew up with borderline cerebral palsy. Grew up with dyslexia. I stuttered. I couldn't even say one word. I mean, I was like stuttering Stanley, stuttering Stanley. I mean, it was pretty bad. And thank God I had borderline cerebral palsy because I see people in a wheelchair and they're still happy with it. Like, I mean, I see people with disabilities. I mean, my mind goes like a roller coaster. So I go from this story, and that story. Okay, I see people with disabilities and stuff like that, or in a wheelchair, or homeless, pushing a cart, that's happy with their life, and you're gonna learn from these people because I'm like, why are you so happy? I mean, you're going through so much bad in your life. Like, thank God I'm alive. I'm walking through the fire, and thank God. But April Flores and Mikey Flores or George Elias, if you're watching this video, please leave a comment. But there's so many times when I got on drugs, and this guy uh, George Elias, he was part of the Connection Church. I mean, he was a real deal. You knock on my door. There's a time I put myself in the church home, and somewhere in actually Mexico, and they want to give me a ride home when I wanted to actually go home. And there's a reason I wanted to go home from that church home. I mean, the pastor was cool, but then I found out later from the pastor, he was doing human trafficking. You know, some you know, you can never cut the head off the snake. I'm not gonna talk about that.